Lara Flynn Boyle became a 90s it girl following the original run of Twin Peaks. She appeared to have a long and fruitful career ahead of her, but in recent years, she's become nearly unrecognizable in more ways than one. Here's why Hollywood won't cast Lara Flynn Boyle anymore. Everyone deserves love and affection, even big-time Hollywood actors. However, when pursuing relationships gets in the way of work and makes production more difficult for the people putting it all together, word can easily spread around Hollywood that they're difficult to work with. This might just be the situation that played out for Lara Flynn Boyle. During the filming of her first major project, the 1990-91 TV series Twin Peaks, Boyle dated her co-star Kyle MacLachlan, whose on-screen romantic interest was Sherilyn Fenn. Speaking about the resulting on-set feud to the AV Club in 2014, Fenn said, "Lara was dating Kyle, and she was mad that my character was getting more attention. So then Kyle started saying that his character shouldn't be with my character because it doesn't look good, because I'm too young." In order to appease MacLachlan and, by extension, Boyle, Twin Peaks writers overhauled the show's creative and narrative trajectory, splitting up MacLachlan and Fenn's characters and pairing them up with new love interests portrayed by Heather Graham and Billy Zane. Allowing a relationship to complicate a show's development?
Not cool.
As a young starlet attracting the world's attention in the 1990s and early 2000s, Lara Flynn Boyle certainly had her pick of romantic partners. The actress landed a string of famous boyfriends in this era, including Eric Dane from Grey's Anatomy, Counting Crows lead singer Adam Duritz, and even TV's MacGyver, Richard Dean Anderson. There's certainly nothing wrong with keeping an active romantic life, but it may not be beneficial in the long run for an actor to run up a long list of lovers. The more a performer is photographed with partners or appears in gossip columns and supermarket tabloids, the more they're associated with that world, that secondary celebrity gossip market. It's hard for these stars to be considered serious artists dedicated to their craft, which over time can lead to fewer roles on offer. In the late 1990s, Lara Flynn Boyle dated David Spade, best known at the time for his stint on Saturday Night Live and role on the sitcom Just Shoot Me. However, as he later told Details in 2015, the relationship started to unravel when Jack Nicholson made a play for the actress. Nicholson asked Lara Flynn Boyle out in front of me. She got mad because I didn't stick up for her. While she initially denied any interest in him, Boyle was later caught in public with Nicholson after getting into a car accident. When the National Enquirer called Spade for a comment, that's when he found out she'd supposedly been two-timing.
And I go, "My girlfriend?" And they go, "Yeah, she's with Jack Nicholson." I go, and the guy couldn't love telling me more. I go, "Wait, they're together right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude."
Soon thereafter, Nicholson and Boyle took their relationship public, but the love affair's damage was done. No matter how illustrious their career, it's inevitable that an actor will eventually star in a flop. Every movie that's made and released is created based upon an educated guess of what the public will enjoy and embrace, but even objectively good movies occasionally flop. However, too many flops in a row, and that reputation of failure reflects poorly on the star. Just ask Taylor Kitsch about the summer of 2012. And so it went for Lara Flynn Boyle. After earning good notices for the 1993 indie classic Red Rock West, Boyle wound up in a series of forgettable mid-90s stinkers, including Threesome, Baby's Day Out, and The Road to Wellville. Boyle headed back to smaller movies in the latter part of the decade, then returned to the multiplex with a role as evil alien shapeshifter Serlina in 2002's Men in Black 2, which didn't earn the critical raves box office fortune of its predecessor. Through her involvement in these films, Boyle became associated with bad movies and undeniable flops, which likely hurt her chances of snagging roles in bigger and better films thereafter. The fringe benefits of making it big as an actor are undeniably attractive. Among them, fame, money, and industry awards.
That was the best acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
Like you.
But those rewards and plaudits usually only come after a lot of hard work. Actors have to care about their craft. We're not suggesting that Lara Flynn Boyle didn't care about honing her acting skills, especially after she earned her first and so far only Emmy nomination in 1999 for her work on The Practice. But she seemed to care less about character motivation and more about living the luxurious life of a Hollywood star, and unabashedly so, saying at a 2013 Wayne's World cast reunion, "Look, I love being famous. I'm not one of those people who feels like, why won't they leave me alone?" The actress went on to quip that if all she cared about was acting, then she'd be doing dinner theater in the Midwest. Sounds like Boyle was a little too fame-hungry, no? Reality shows may not be considered the highest quality of television.
Man, we got a situation. Women in hot tubs are Ronnie's kryptonite, okay?
But hey, it provides a spotlight and a paycheck. In 2010, Lara Flynn Boyle appeared ready to join the likes of other reality show powerhouses with her own cable TV series documenting her day-to-day life. According to Deadline, the network E ordered a pilot for a series that would depict both sides of Boyle's dualistic private life. At her home in Texas with real estate tycoon husband Donald Ray Thomas II, and then flitting around Bel Air. Unfortunately, the series never progressed beyond that opening salvo, and thus never made it to air. Lara Flynn Boyle's career was in pretty good shape in early 2001. She was 4 years into her run as Assistant District Attorney Helen Gamble on ABC's The Practice. Then she gave an interview to Vanity Fair in which she pinpointed some of her own perceived faults and flaws, which, ironically, hinted at a career downturn to come, saying, "I'm the kind of woman who, when she walks into a party, all the other women leave the room. I think I'm scary to people." She went on to call out a major double standard as it related to the media coverage of her love life. Women are judged differently. If a guy is young, somewhat successful, going out and being seen with women, it's no big deal. Considering that studio execs need their stars to get along on set, it's possible that Boyle set herself up for derision by adopting this defensive reputation she claims to possess. That or she's telling the truth, and Hollywood folks just don't want to work with her because they find her too intimidating. In January 2006, a representative for Harrison Ford confirmed to ABC News that he had separated from his wife of 17 years, screenwriter Melissa Matheson. Around the same time, the National Enquirer posted photos of Ford and Lara Flynn Boyle allegedly canoodling in a New York nightclub after the VH1 Vogue Fashion Awards. Ford's agent claimed that the actor and his wife had split before the Boyle encounter, while Boyle told Vanity Fair that nothing romantic whatsoever had gone down with Ford, saying, "That was so blown out of proportion. I sat down in a booth with Harrison Ford at a party and talked to him for 5 minutes." Nevertheless, the damage was done to Boyle's increasingly dodgy reputation and perhaps to her career prospects. She said, "People really think I'm a homewrecker, that I'm difficult, that I'm crazy." The recent TV reboot and revival craze has surely been a blessing for the careers of actors best known for their roles in once-dead shows. Exposure to a whole new audience, while reminding longtime fans of their appeal, can lead to new roles and latter-day relevance. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for Lara Flynn Boyle. The 2017 Showtime revival of the beloved cult show Twin Peaks reacquainted a delighted fan base with a number of cast members from the original 90s run. Conspicuously absent from the sprawling cast of Twin Peaks: The Return, however, was Boyle and her character, Donna Hayward. While the Daily Mail reported that Boyle wanted to return to Twin Peaks, she apparently wasn't invited. When show co-creator David Lynch was asked about it by TV Line, he said, "You can go talk to Lara Flynn Boyle. This is a story that takes place without her." Well, that stings. Like many stars in the spotlight, Lara Flynn Boyle once worried about growing older and losing roles to younger actresses. Back in 2002, she said, "I know I may be running out of time. There are just not that many roles for older women. On a vanity level, I am not looking forward to aging at all. I think I look pretty good now." This wasn't the last time Boyle would speak out on the challenges that she and other women have often faced in Hollywood. Flash forward to when the Me Too movement became mainstream in October 2017 after countless sexual misconduct allegations broke against several powerful men in showbiz. Around that time, The Hollywood Reporter asked the actress whether she had ever experienced anything similar like that in her career. Boyle replied that it happened all the time, adding, "I looked at it on 2 levels. Do I want to flip burgers, or do I want to put up with someone not being appropriate with me? I chose the other side." She went on to say that that type of trauma doesn't just go away, and that she supported everyone in the movement who had come forward. While it's hard to say whether any of these issues influenced Boyle's auditions, it's possible her career suffered due to Hollywood's rampant sexism and misogyny. With more than 50 acting credits to her name, Lara Flynn Boyle has certainly left her mark on the entertainment industry. However, she's barely appeared in front of cameras in the last decade or so. As of 2020, her last credit was a supporting role in Lucky Dog, a 2015 talking dog movie which came on the heels of relatively obscure films like the stoner horror comedy Hansel and Gretel Get Baked and the crime drama Life is Hot in Crackdown. What leads to this eclectic list of movies? As Boyle told The Hollywood Reporter in 2017, "I love a call sheet. I go where a good call sheet takes me." Still, Boyle is at least showing off the versatility she displayed early on in her career. Perhaps it's a return to some of those past projects that will revive her career. Mike Myers has discussed making a third Wayne's World film, which would likely include a role for Boyle. In 2019, it was announced that she'd join the cast of an upcoming indie flick, and with the TV world rebooting seemingly every well-known property, it's probably only a matter of time before The Practice is back on the air. All it takes is one great role, even a small one, in a standout television or film project to kick a career back into high gear. Besides, Boyle has what most other actors dream about: lingering goodwill from a solid resume and name recognition.
Because I'm in, like Lara Flynn Boyle from The Practice.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite 90s stars are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.